Hi everyone, this is Tiffany with Raising House and Home, and today's video is about dehydrating. Now this video is a little bit different because I am dehydrating frozen vegetables, and there are a few reasons why I prefer to do this. Number one is when they pick the vegetables and they blanch them and they freeze them right away, you have most of the nutrients. You're not losing some of the nutrients that you lose in the store for fresh food because of the travel time and how long it's been sitting in storage and all of that. You kind of get more nutrients when it's frozen. And the second reason, which I just touched on, is they blanch them for you already. So you should blanch some of your vegetables before you dehydrate them, and frozen vegetables helps take one step away from your chores. So right now, frozen vegetables are easy to get. They are inexpensive and a really good way to step into dehydrating for the first time. So I'm going to show you how to dehydrate some mixed vegetables, some peas, some spinach, and some green beans, and also some peppers and onions. So I put my first tray down and I'm getting ready to dehydrate my mixed vegetables. I have this frozen bag of mixed veggies, and I have these holes look awfully big to me. Like I feel that the vegetables can fall down in there. So I have this like little mesh attachment that you can put on there. So I'm going to use this. Unfortunately, I only have two of them, but we'll see how many vegetables I can put on this one round and see if I'm going to need a whole lot more. I'm hoping that I can dehydrate quite a bit at once, so we're just going to have to give it a try. So most vegetables you are going to dehydrate at 135 Fahrenheit, and usually it takes about 6 to 12 hours. And all of this depends on how thick your vegetables are and also how the environment is in your home. So obviously if it's summertime or if you're in warmer climates where it's more humid, it will take a little bit longer. And likewise in the winter, if you have a lot of heat going and it's kind of like a drier air, it will take less time in your home. So for me, I'm averaging about 10 hours. So as you can see, some of the vegetables dehydrated quicker and other ones are taking a little bit more time. So I think next time I'm not going to do the mixed vegetables because the corn and the green beans seem to be taking longer than the peas and the carrots. So this is the last two trays from yesterday's batch. They just needed about 2 hours this morning because they were the ones on the bottom, so they didn't get quite as dehydrated as the other ones. So I wanted to show you, you can see how much they shrunk. And let me see. So you can listen. Hear that? They snap. That's the green beans. And they turn into powder. Like if you could hit it with a hammer and it would turn into like a dust. That's how you know they're dehydrated. So I am going to let these cool off and then I'll be putting them in my dry mason jar. And these are my peas. They're about halfway done and they're doing really well. I'm about to put 2 more trays on now that the other mixed veggies are done, and we'll continue on throughout the day and night. So I'm using my rice spatula to kind of separate all the little leaves of spinach so that they can dehydrate better. And it really works well to get into the smaller parts of the spinach. So now I am doing the peppers and onions, and they are, I mean, this has quite a bit of water in it. So I'm just gonna take my paper towel and I'm just patting them dry because this is from the freezer. So I just wanna make sure that I get as much moisture as I can off of here, as much moisture as I can off of this so that it has the best chance to dehydrate as quick as possible. So I'm gonna finish this, and I have one more tray to do, but look, there's a lot of moisture that came out onto these paper towels. So that's just a little bit less than we'll have to wait for in the dehydrator. Just wanted to show you guys, this is completely soaked. There's like 3 paper towels here, and these soaked right through. So that was a lot of water I got out just by patting it dry. So I have this small jar of peppers and onions that I dehydrated. There was 2 bags, and it's just a little tiny jam jar full. And I'm going to put them inside our little coffee bean grinder, and I'm gonna make pepper and onion like seasoning. It's gonna be a powder form, and we can use it for all kinds of like meat rubs and all of that. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. And this is a very old bean grinder. As you can tell, there may be some more coffee on the side or just stained, but it still gets the job done. So I don't want to overfill it with too many of the peppers and onions at first. So this is going to be our first batch, and we're just going to put the cover on like this. And see, it's turning into a nice powder. This is the first little batch of powder. You can see it looks just like a little seasoned rub, and you know there are no fake things in there that you did that all on your own. It's literally just the peppers and onions that were dehydrated, and I'm going to continue on to fill up this jar and get all the peppers and onions powdered up. So that whole 2 bags of peppers and onions turned into half, not even half a jelly jar of powder. And I still have a little bit more powder in here, and I'm going to put it in there. So this will be a really nice rub. If you guys can see inside there, I left some pieces a little bit big. So I left like some real powdery stuff in there, and then I left just a little bit of like chunkiness. And that's it. That is going to save for a long time. You're going to get the flavor and the nutrients in whatever meat you use that for a marinade or any sauce that you use it for. So I bought these oxygen absorbers that I am going to use in the jars once I get them all filled. And I got these from Amazon. They have pretty good ratings, and you can see that they're vacuum sealed. So my tip is, if you order these online and they aren't vacuum sealed, I wouldn't use them. I would probably turn them in for an exchange or a refund, because if they're not vacuum sealed, that means that the oxygen has been getting to them, even like in shipping and in storage. So they're really not going to be that good for you. You definitely want to make sure they are vacuum sealed. And that is why I'm waiting before I open this. to put them in my jars until most of them are done, so that I won't have any wasted. So just be really careful with that. You don't want to think that you're absorbing the oxygen, and they're not. So I'm getting ready to label all of my jars of dehydrated food, and I want to share with you a little thrifty tip. So when you pick up your prescription orders, on the paperwork that they have all these little stickers that they print stuff and information on, and oftentimes they'll have empty sides. And so I have just been taking them off of the paper, and I use them to label all sorts of things like files and my jars. So it's just a little thrifty tip I have for you, and it's a way that we can save some more money while we're trying to preserve our food. So I was able to get 4 pounds of frozen mixed veggies dried down to just this one 32-ounce jar. And same with the peas. It was 4 pounds of peas, and now they are dried and dehydrated and fitting in a 32-ounce jar. I hope that I have inspired you to try dehydrating. It's a great, easy way to preserve your food. Please leave in the comments below what vegetable you started with. And also click like if you like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell up top so that you can be notified when I put up new videos. Be happy, safe, and healthy. Until next time, bye.